Good Sunday morning, Super Bowl Sunday to everybody. This is Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy, wishing you a wonderful weekend. Hope your weekend has been good so far. It was a little rainy last night. Flyers won. That was key. Um, what is it going to take, folks, for this winter to turn around? Unfortunately, I can be honest with you and say I don't think it's going to turn around anytime soon. We are going to go into a little bit more of a storming pattern, and I'll explain the storm signal dates in a little bit. But as you can see, we're going to need these thread the needle type of events over the next for the rest of February to get anything worth and anything substantial in the area of snow. We've just had this marginally cold air, and no blocking pattern will just you know not allow these possible big impactful events to occur. But at least we've been able to go out and do what we want because temperatures and it's been rainy, yes, but it's mostly been rainy at the times when we're on the weekends when we're sleeping, we're inside more. Okay, so the weeks have been pretty good. And pretty dry, and so you can get out there and do things, work out, enjoy life with your family and friends. So, I mean, I honestly have enjoyed it because it's given me a little bit of a break in terms of constant forecasting, constant trying to analyze the data that comes in. And when you have storms in such a short window, and a few years ago they were mostly snow events. It just wore me out. So you take the good with the good, and take the good with the fun, and the fun with the fun. This is fun. All right. As we head into the second half of February, we should begin to really think about that we're not going to see any snow. We could be looking at our first snowless winter in a while. And I mean snowless. I mean, Philadelphia has zero point 0.2 inches so far. Wilmington, Delaware has zero point 0.3 inches of snow so far. Baltimore, New York, and even Boston and a lot of others are just below normal this winter. So the reality and the pain has been felt everywhere. Some storm signal dates. February 4th through 6th looks like mostly rain. February 7th looks like a coastal low, rain to a mixed precipitation type of event. The 8th looks like a small wave, which would bring, at most, I think, snowflakes, which would be, everybody would be like, snowflakes. This area between the 10th, the 12th, and the 13th, this is the area really to look at as to a possibility of us receiving some substantial event, whether it be rain or could be some freezing rain, mixed snow event. So we just have to watch. But I like this. If there's one winter storm out there that could impact us, it's around this time frame. So again, I'm not saying a snowstorm is going to happen, but I'm saying that this this time period is something to watch for. And then February 17th, as we get in the latter part of February, should be a rain event, but we'll keep tabs on that. I want to show you the Madden-Julian oscillation. I know this is kind of a lot of meteorological mumbo jumbo to a lot of people, but really, this is the things that impact our weather, folks. I mean, this is you're searching for reasons why Mother Nature is doing this. Well, there's a lot of factors out there. There's a lot of data that tell us what's going on in the upper regions of the atmosphere. And this Madden-Julian oscillation is sort of it's an indicator. It's another data set that we look at to see how the eastward propagation of storms and clouds out in the Pacific, change that subtropical jet, change it to, where it's less energetic, it's less, uh, it's going at a slower speed to allow that cold air from the polar jet to come in and settle, and then, you know, we have impact. So it's looking like here's the first couple of days of this month, and then from the fourth, basically from the fourth, mostly to the middle of the month, we're going to phases 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and those are considered warm phases of the MGO. Even 7 to a degree, it's more of a transition phase. So in the latter part of the month, looks like it's heading back into the colder phases, but really that doesn't mean much except for the fact to tell you that again, it's indicating. It's indicating that this subtropical jet is not going to let up. It's not going to slow down, and it's just going to outrun the northern systems. And that's where the cold air source. That's our cold air source. So we need that to slow down if to see any kind of significant event. So let's take a look at some model depictions, and this is the one from earlier today on the GFS, which just was kind of hilarious, showing you. Okay, first of all, it's a low that's coming in from the west. There is a high to our north, which is keeping it in and suppressed. It's not the worst look in the world, but it gives us pretty good. It would give us a pretty good snowstorm, and then maybe change the ice, freezing rain to rain. But definitely, that's a period to look for, and that's what I said. Be on the lookout for that time period. Essentially, I drew this black line to let you know that if we do have these precipitous events one after another, but we don't have cold air, mostly these areas to our north are going to receive the bulk of the frozen precipitation, and those below the line will see minimal frozen precipitation the rest of the winter. I mean, that's just my general. I think that's my general outlook. Okay, so we are definitely way south of that line. So temperatures are just too marginal in our region, and if anything, they're getting warmer. Yikes! Yikes! It's crazy out there. And then lastly, these the forecast teleconnection indices have just been been the poorest I've seen them in a long time. Way highly negative PNA. You can get away with that if all things being equal. No real blocking through the middle of this month, and as you can see, it's gone super positive. We need it super negative. Our only saving grace in this is that this is showing that between the 9th and the 15th, we could be seeing cold enough air where these precipitous events, these overrunning events, or some are also coastal events, can we squeeze any frozen precipitation out of that? That's remained to be seen. And again, what is the winter dictated to us? What is it? What is it said to us? Well, it is essentially said to us in a loud way. You are not getting any snow I-95 corridor between Baltimore, Washington, and Boston. Well, Boston is always on the line like we are, but they are much colder for longer periods of time. So, Boston gets their share, so I'm not going to cry about Boston. But essentially, south of New York City, if there is no snow, no additional snows between now and the middle of the month, I can almost say book it, folks. We are not going to see a substantial snowstorm this winter. And I believe that is it, folks. Thank you so much for uh, joining me this Sunday morning. And don't forget to download my app, free for Android, uh, and it gives you 4-day forecast. Um, it gives you your weather now, which you can access. I think it's the Channel 6 AccuWeather website. Yep, see? AccuWeather forecast. There it is, Wilmington, Delaware. All right. And you would have to punch in your area to get that information. Mount Holly radar, weather models. You can look at the weather models like I do every night. And weather news around the world, great follower pictures, which I'll tell you is just, then that's it. So, and I mean, the forecast discussions are written personally. Where is that? Oh, for some reason. Oh, okay. It's like the forecast discussion are written personally by me. Okay, and I don't change. I mean, my data, my temperature forecasts don't change every 6 hours. That's my forecast. And so, if you want to download it, free for Android, and enjoy it, and I'll make regular updates to it. And I'm also getting an app for Apple, which should be approved in the next couple weeks. That's it for me, Brandon Doherty, Delaware weather guy, saying, have a great Super Bowl Sunday. Go Chiefs, go Big Red, go Andy Reid. Hope you get your first Super Bowl. Adios.